Welcome to Season 1 of the 15-ish minute coffee chat with Selena Knobloch and Anna Larson during their weekly coffee conversations and the attempt at keeping it 15-ish minutes long, discussing all things business. This week, guest Sharita Knobloch talks about business bookmarks, resourcing information, or how continuous learning will better your business and the importance of investing in information.
Good morning, Selena. So glad to see you today. Happy Monday.
I know. It's happy Monday, right?
Yeah,
is it Monday? I know we said earlier, what day is it really today? Anybody want to tell us? I know it's Monday, but yes. Does anybody know that it's Monday? Seriously, like if you don't, you know what I mean? Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, no. It's my turn.
We don't really have turns, actually, but we do remember, we write our notes down just so that we can stay on track, because this is the 15-ish minute coffee chat, and we are trying to take it back down towards those 15-ish minutes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We
That's
wrote
what we're trying.
notes.
Yeah, we are. We just want to again thank Lolita Frazier from Strut Talk that we had on 2 Mondays ago. We were joking with Sharita backstage before we came on just about how, like, when you just love talking with somebody, you don't, like, the time almost seems irrelevant. And we realized she was the longest show we've ever had because we went an hour and a half with her. And but she's just an amazing soul. And we were just so happy. And again, if you didn't watch that show, take some time, like really, like literally find that pocket of an hour and a half, get to know Lolita, and then go find her and bring her into your organization. I mean, see this could happen again. Yeah,
it's such a unique way of building confidence. It's something different, and it's something I think people are uncomfortable with, and she just makes it so easy and so friendly. So anyway, Strut Talk, look her up, Strut Talk. Yeah, so we're excited about our guest Sharita today. She's
yes, we are.
Selena and I kind of have a little funny thing with Sharita. So Selena knows Sharita from almost 5 years ago when she followed her blog. And
yes, we're gonna show this, aren't we?
Yeah, we are gonna show this. And then for me, Sharita is kind of like my boss in that I write for Army Wife Network as an experienced blogger, and she is the owner and commander of Army Wife Network.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna just share this. Sharita has no idea, and I kind of actually forgot as well. Sharita's like, oh my gosh, I can just see. I wonder if her eyes are like, oh. So I'm gonna just bring this up. We'll bring this up again, but this is a blog she wrote on Army Wife Network back in 2016. And I commented on it because I was 1 year into being a military wife. And she responded, like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of wild. I'm going to tell you what I love about Google real fast, and then we'll switch off. So I was, we do research on our guests, right? So when I did this, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Why is my name popping up for Sharita? And because I had forgotten. I mean, when you comment and when you get to know people. So anyway, I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, that's right. I read a lot of her stuff in 2016 and 2015. Well, 2016, because she's hysterical, and I don't know, I loved her style of writing. I loved learning from her as a new military wife. It was just all the good things. So anyway, I know. Sharita,
I know. We need to bring her on and then say all these nice things about her.
I know. I'm gonna take it back out. I know.
All right. So before we bring on Sharita, just don't forget, we're doing our coffee cup selfie. So get your coffee cup, get ready to take your picture with us, post it and tag us with that hashtag coffee cup selfie, because today is all about hashtag day.
Wait, did we talk about that right now before we get into it?
I think we just bring her on first. Let's bring her on, and then we'll talk all about it. All right.
Bring Sharita on. Ready? Go. Oh, just kidding.
Just kidding.
This is
on here.
On. Hi, Sharita. How are you today?
Good. Yay. A little overwhelmed already, just with hey, we connected 4 years ago, and I didn't know. And
no
surprise!
I when we were talking about different guests, and Anna's like, "What about Sharita? Like, she's my editor, like, and she, like, my boss." And I was like, "Yes!" Like, and there's reasons. And then I was like, you know what? Because in mommy brain, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like a year is. And so this juggled it up, and I was like, this seems stalkerish, but I'm going to totally screenshot mine and hers. We connected.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, I know. I had my own blog, and I was like, okay, this is where you got to find other blogs and read it. And I loved yours, and yours was the ultimate battle buddy.
Yeah, but
article,
it was also it was one of those things that spurred us though to kind of choose our topic for today, because you had no idea when you wrote that who you would affect by that.
Oh yeah.
And 5 years ago when Selena read that, she needed that article.
Yep.
That was a resource she really, really needed. And so it was like this perfect little circle of like coming together. And now I get an opportunity to write for Army Wife Network, and you're the owner and commander of Army Wife Network. So it's kind of like this
I'm kind of happy out.
Culmination of no plans coming together 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you were meant to be on this show today, so that I can say thank you for writing an amazing article that I really loved and resonated with, and then even for responding back in the comment section, because sometimes when you're busy, not a lot of people will comment back, right? Like, hey, thanks for reading my stuff. Or
I think that's so important. Like for what Army Wife Network is doing, as far as it's not just a one and done, drop the resource and like peace. We want to like make those connections. And I've connected and found so many amazing military spouses and veterans and service members from kind of, Selena, what you mentioned, kind of the creeper stalking thing. Like one of our bloggers, or one of our fans who left a really long comment on one of our posts a couple years ago. I was like, wow, she's a really great writer. So I creeper stalked her and was like, hey, Angie, want to be on our blogging team? And now she's like our assistant blog editor on our command team.
Oh my gosh. See,
we're creeper sisters at heart. Like there's good things that come from that.
So don't be ashamed of my creeper status when I screenshot stuff like this, right? Oh my God. Anna, we didn't even do the bio. So
we're doing everything backwards today. So Sharita, you're just going to be on here with us. We're going to read all about you for just a second.
Yeah. So real fast, you guys, this is Sharita. If you don't know her, she has been married to her beloved infantryman husband, Brandon, for just shy of a decade. Called to ministry in 2011, Sharita received her master's degree in Christian leadership and is currently in pursuit of her EDD. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, in educational counseling with an emphasis in pastoral counseling from Liberty University. In early 2020, she was named Armed Forces Insurance Fort Bliss Spouse of the Year. Yay! And Sharita began volunteering with Army Wife Network as an experienced blogger in 2014. And her current role is Army Wife Network owner and commander. We are so excited to have you on today. Seriously.
So excited. Thank you so much.
Such a privilege, for sure. Absolutely.
Anna, like what do we do next? Like, I mean,
before we do anything, let's do our coffee cup selfie, and then we can jump into the questions, and we'll actually start our timer. I'm serious. I'm trying to be the timekeeper here. But
let's do this. I suck. But
So wait.
Come on, Anna.
Coffee cup selfie. Let me get this up here right now. All right, is everybody ready? Coffee cup selfie time.
Ready, Anna?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, ready on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
1, 2, 12. Go.
I was like, who's counting? Am I supposed to count? Are you counting? What's going on here?
Right? Hey, wait. We have some. Hi, KP Palmer.
Kathleen. She's one of our bloggers.
Yeah, I was like, and then we have Jenna popping in. Hi, Jenna. So excited you're here.
And it's Sarah.
She's our editor.
Sarah's our editor.
Sarah. Hi. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the show, everybody. Okay, so what we did not mention in her bio. Oh, wait, I'm jumping ahead, aren't we?
No. Let's just keep going. So, all right. So first, start your timer, Selena. Let's start the timer. This is where our 15 minutes come and go. We get to talk a little bit at the first, then we set our timer.
Okay. So we're so backwards. Here, guys. Here we go. 15. Just trying to figure out how to get this on the show. but okay, ready, go.
All right,
Sharita's
so
come on, girls. What's happening?
So the first thing we always do, because this is a business coffee chat, I guess you would say, we always start with something that's a toolkit. So one of the things in Sharita's bio that we left out, there were 3 things that we left out in her bio because we wanted to use them as part of today's show. So one of the things that we left out in her bio was that she loves hashtags. In fact, what she says is, I use hashtags on a regular basis with hashtag no shame. So this show is all about hashtags. So
Sharita's like, oh no.
And gonna have to go rewrite my bio right now. Hang on. I'll be right back. Delete.
These ladies are taking it to the extreme. Great. Now I'm gonna be known as the hashtag lady on the 15-minute coffee chat, right?
I support that. But they have to be hashtags that don't really make a whole lot of sense sometimes. They can't just be like, oh, these are the trendy ones. Like I'll do like almost full sentences of hashtags. Like boy mom probs, he peed on the tree outside. Like those are the hashtags that I use.
No, so just for fun, I want anybody who's watching right now, just drop us your hashtag that says what today is for you today. Just hashtag today's crappy Monday, or hashtag can't wait to have ice cream later, or hashtag it's already freaking 900 degrees outside. Yeah. Whatever it is, give us your hashtag.
Just talk hashtag. That's it.
Hashtag need to rewrite my bio. That's what it is. Sarah's watching. Sarah, go over there and like delete that extra fluffy stuff that we haven't talked about so far. I'll be like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, Sharita, on the serious though, like, because what Anna and I do for work, right? It's like hashtags does have its place in the business side, right? And it's just funny, like, because there's people that do it for personal. Like that's what I did all the time until I got into this digital marketing craziness of world. But it's kind of crazy because it's just like the hashtags have, wait, we're going to pop this up here. It's a fun way to communicate. It has business strategy, and then we talk about this thing, right? I know it's kind of crazy, but in business, they also have banned hashtags so that your post will not get seen because you're using, I believe, like hashtag Easter is one, and
hashtag Thanksgiving is one. And there's specific sites you can go to that Selena and I will put in our rewrites of this show, but that where you can go and research and make sure the hashtags you're using for your business are actually legit and not banned. Because ones that you would think would be okay are not okay. Like I said, hashtag Thanksgiving, you cannot have that hashtag.
Yeah.
But
this is why Sharita's like, no, hashtag, I don't do it like that. I do whatever I want with my hashtag.
Dead hashtags, whatever hashtags.
See, there we go.
So what is it that drew you to hashtags, Sharita? Like, what is it that you love about them?
I just think it's a way to like lighten the mood sometimes. Like, again, I don't really use, like from an Army Wife Network perspective, we absolutely target those hashtags, want to be engaged, things that people are looking for, Army, mil spouse, Army wife, our branch of the military, empowerment, those kinds of things, really helpful. But for me, it's just a really, enjoyable, creative kind of way to maybe instill a little bit of humor in life, because I think life is so darn serious sometimes, and just lightening things up is so important. And so making funny hashtags, like some people are like, that hashtag is gold, or you're ridiculous and need to like stop.
I think that for me, those kinds of hashtags are the ones that tell the real story,
Yeah.
It's like, so you write this post about what's going on, and then the hashtag says total mom fail because he still is naked running around outside like a crazy kid, I mean, and that's your hashtag because that's what the real story is about. And it just kind of sinks it down, and it's what makes people laugh. Like, I get that. Yeah. I've been there. Yep. My kid's been running around naked outside at the age of 6. Yep. Get that.
Yep. And what's funny is sometimes I won't read somebody's like long caption. I'll just like, it's like the hashtag is like the summary sometimes, right? Like, for what you're saying. So it's like, here, KP said, need my CDL soon, no movers left. Sorry. I love it. Okay, And then, wait, sorry, we have Clay making breakfast after 11. Hey, Clay, I think
these are both like
whatever.
real life hashtags, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are real life hashtags.
One's PCSing, one's having breakfast after 11.
Yeah.
Welcome to real life.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, totally. Okay. But no, thank you. You know, like I said, we don't know what we're going to do until we start working with the guests, like when they've submitted their bio to us. And literally the hashtag toolkit is because Sharita, you put that in there and you said an overuse, and we're like, oh my God, this is going to be so fun. Hashtag for real. You know what I mean? So.
Yes. So, okay. We're going to move on to our first question, which is another thing that Sharita had left out of her bio.
Oh, yeah. She's
Selena,
like, oh,
you want to take a run with that first question?
I'm going to try my best here.
Wait.
I hope that I did right by this. So, okay. Hashtag duct tape prom dress, nailed it, right? Yep. Sharita's like, oh no. So, okay, she said this in her bio and we were like, oh, I want to know more. And I'm like, you know, and so I'm going to pop this up and I hope this is the right photo. This is what happens. Is this the right photo?
That's the right photo.
You guys, Sharita made a prom dress out of duct tape and she nailed it because look, seriously.
Oh, I have never. This prom dress is, first of all, was it an Egyptian themed prom?
Yes, the theme was.
So this wasn't just for fun.
Yeah, the theme was Egyptian nights. You can see it, like you can't probably see it, but on the purse, I think I wrote like in duct tape, Egyptian nights was the theme. Why that was our prom theme? The junior class was weird. I have no idea. That's what they picked. I don't know.
That's what they picked.
How many rolls of duct tape did you use?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't. Guys, like this was 2004 and we talk about the mom brain thing. I don't remember what happened yesterday. You're asking me to like recall information from 16 years ago. I don't remember how many rolls, but everything you see in that picture is duct tape. So the white is duct tape.
That's amazing.
Everything's duct tape. I will tell you that my prom date or whatever escort guy, he was a freshman, so it was a little scandalous in a high school of, you know,
right.
We had a high school of 80 people. So I was like, if I'm gonna have a date, I'm gonna have to dip into the freshman. Like, nobody gets to go. So I asked a younger brother of my classmate. He was such a good sport. I think his parents were really apprehensive when they're like, I think they thought I was gonna look like a trash can when I was like, hey, we're gonna wear duct tape to prom, and they were like, or. You know, it's not just going to be like the silver duct tape. Obviously, there's lots of colors, and they've even done more, you know, since then. But I do remember for each of us, it cost $32 to go to prom, like for our outfits, and that included $8 for a new pair of Walmart like shoes to cover with duct tape.
I mean, head to toe, legit. Oh my gosh!
Like the whole outfit, $32.
That is the cheapest prom ever.
Yeah. So like the things that are on his legs, like the little look like ribbon, we cut a 2-liter pop bottle out because it was already kind of like spirally, whatever. And then the rest of it was like bed sheet. I covered an old purse. I wondered if you guys had actually strapped duct tape to his legs, because I was like, man, I bet that hurt ripping off the hair. No, it was actually an outfit, and I actually used it even when I went to college several years later for like Halloween, and I still have the crown, the ring, and the rose. It's still like intact in a costume box somewhere at my house.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Okay, so here's how we're relating this to business, right? Is that there is more than one way to accomplish something, right? Mm-hmm, so the end game is you need something to wear for the prom dress. Mm-hmm. You could do many different things, right? And so we were talking like, you know, our topic is resourcefulness, right? Sharita runs a resource powerhouse of a site for military wives. And so it's like, right here, it just kind of like, you know, Anna and I were like, man, that is very resourceful. Like, I know that I would probably maybe get half of that done. I would have taped, honestly, I probably would have taped it on my date's legs, and he would have had hair missing like after the event. You know, what I mean?
He would still have a bald spot 16 years later, probably on his legs.
Right. But okay, so here, and I guess here, this is where our real question will come into play, right? Is, okay, as the owner and commander of AWN, a resource for #military life, do you feel that every business owner should have a resource library for their duct tape prom dress moments?
I think, I think you can have a resource library, but I think it's also something that continues expanding, and it doesn't just come from the leader of the organization. That's what's so cool about Army Wife Network. You know, we have bloggers like Anna in our band of bloggers, and the stuff that they contribute just continually blows my mind. Yeah. And then my command team is just, I'm super biased, but they are bomb.com. I love it. And it's really, really cool. #bomb.com.
Yeah.
But it's really neat how like their ideas, because everybody is, you know, we have the same mission to accomplish the goal, but how we get there depends on personalities and depends on ideas. And, you know, we've got thinkers, we've got creative people, we've got resourceful ones, we've got the problem solvers, and it all comes together. And I really think it's really great when it comes together, and kind of like the duct tape prom dress, because what we didn't mention yet is the reason I did that. I wasn't just trying to be a weirdo. Like, I didn't have a problem with that as a senior in high school, but I was a first generation college student and like getting ready to go to college, like a 4-year university right out of high school, first time ever in my family. And it was for a scholarship contest. So they had, it's called Stuck at Prom. And I think it's still a thing. Stuck at Prom.
That's awesome.
Duct tape contest. And we got honorable mentions. So we didn't get any dollar bills, but it was a cheap way to do prom. And I was like, hey, if we can get, like, I think the top prize was a $3,000 scholarship. I was like, why not? You know,
why not?
Tying that to Army Wife Network, really thinking, what's the goal? How do we want to get there? And then tapping back into those resources like, hey, 3 or 4 years ago, we did this. What if we update it? What if we add to it? What if we tweak it? And so definitely working smarter, not harder, and hitting, like, killing lots of birds with one stone, because all of us, of course, are volunteers. We're busy, got a lot of stuff going on, and we want to get the most bang for our energy and our buck on that.
Yeah. For sure. And I think, like, in the blogging world too, right? They say, you know, you can go back to your old content, right? And you can update and you can reshare, because sometimes you have new audiences, so it still works. And like you said, your resources can still become a resource again and again and again and again, right? Yeah, so love that. Oh my gosh. Sharita, I really am impressed. Again, I know we talked about crafting, and that would have stressed me out, especially I would have gave up in high school, because I was not driven in that sense. I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, so kudos to you. Seriously.
Well, but see, I don't know. Like, I think that was crafty, but obviously you're not going to find a whole lot of like Pinterest dresses being for sold on Etsy, you know? So it wasn't like the person that won was this amazing, like, princess legit prom dress. And you're like, that doesn't even look like duct tape. Me, I was like, Egyptian Nights, I'll be Cleopatra, he'll be Kling Tut. This will work. Like, I don't know, $32 sounds good to me.
Yeah. No, now I see it, right? And I love that. That just says at your age, like at that time, that you were a very conscious thinker. I'm yelling at my younger self to be like, you should have, you know what I mean? It wasn't all about.
Yeah, I think for me, I love the behind the scenes story, right? The reason you were doing it, there was such a good reason behind why you chose this resourcefulness. It was, you know, ultimately to get yourself a scholarship to help you go to college, which I think is awesome. Yeah. So this actually, your tie-in of bringing on your bloggers and your resource team and all that really ties in really well to number 2. The second thing that we want to talk about that was also in your bio. So what you may not know is that Sharita is a professional auctioneer. Like, she sent me a video. I wish we'd been able to get the video on here today, but she sent me a video of her auctioning, and I'm really impressed. Like, I had to look up all these things, like, what are the words that they're actually saying? What are they doing? Because, you know, I've been to plenty of auctions, but never really stopped to think about what is an auctioneer trying to do. So first of all, I just have to ask Sharita, tell us how you got into being an auctioneer. Like,
why would this be a thing, right?
Why would you? Yes. Where did this start? Like,
again, so fun story. My dad, when I was growing up, I think it was like 87 or 90 something, like, you know, so I was still pretty little. he went to Missouri Auction School. It's just something he wanted to do. So he went. And I remember growing up with him, or like growing up, he was, he's a farmer rancher, worked super hard. He would come home at the end of the day and he would go downstairs, and I was little. So I'd climb up on the bathroom sink and sit beside him while he like shaved. And so while he shaved, I would pretend to shave. And, he would teach me the tongue twisters and the chants. So I already knew all of the tongue twisters. Like there's 4 basic tongue twisters that work different parts of your body. Like here. So there's like a throat, tongue, lips, and diaphragm. So those are the 4 like main parts of auctioneering. And so he taught me those, and it was on my bucket list. And I was like, why not? Like, why not just be able to do this, have a fun skill and a great conversation starter? So my 5th senior year of college, when everybody else was on spring break, going somewhere tropical and whatever, I went to a hotel in Kansas City, Missouri for 4 days to Missouri Auction School. And I was the youngest person there, and I was only one of 2 females. And the instructors were just like, who is this chick, and how does she know how to do this already? It was amazing. It was really fun. It was really funny too.
Okay, so I don't know what the protocols for auctioning off, but can you hashtag auction off our show in 1 minute?
I can. I'm going to have to sit back a little bit so I can like get enough air.
Selena, let's give her full screen just so we can watch this process happen.
Hold on. I have to solo her. Okay. Oh man, hey you guys.
I need to hold on. No, you got to put me back on there because I got to be able to see you bidding, unless I'm just going to pretend like someone's bidding.
Wait.
How do we bid? We just raise our hand?
Literally just So I'll start out. Oh my gosh.
Wait here.
I'm going to give you $1 million, folks. The show is worth $1 million.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We're going to try this. So you guys just go back and forth, and I'll so let's see this way. Okay. This is going to be backward. Like this way, it looks like I'm pointing at Selena, but I'm actually pointing at Anna on the screen.
Okay. Got it. This is really going to challenge your auctioneer.
Hold on. Right? I need a drink first. I didn't warm up. I didn't do any of my tongue twisters. Hold on.
I know.
This is This is the surprise on the show here. We're like, auction.
Yeah. Who knew?
Okay.
You guys ready?
I'm so excited.
You guys need to settle down, or I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna be laughing too hard.
I'm super excited.
Okay. Okay.
She's like, don't look. Don't look.
Hey, but right now, auctioneers here, what do we get for it? Open gate, let them welcome boys. All right, let's start the bidding out here for the 15-minute coffee chat. Let's start the bidding at $1. $1 bid not 2, net 2 to bid on 2. $1 bid not 2, 2 to bid not 3, 3 to bid on 3, 2 to bid not 3, 3 to bid not 4, 4 to bid on 5, 4 to bid not 5, 4 to bid not 5, 5 to bid on 5, would have been 5, 5 to bid not 6, bid on 6, bid 6, 6 to bid not 7, 7 bid on 7, would have been 7, $7 bid not Anna, Anna bid not 8, 8 bid on 8, 8, Selena, I got you $8 right now, 8 bid not 9, 9 bid on 9, anybody 9, sold. Priceless.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys! I have chicken skin right now.
Woo! Sharita, that is like one of the coolest, talented things. I mean, I've never met anyone else who can ever do that before. So I just have to say, that's like one of those really cool, something nobody would ever know about you that I think is just amazing. Now I want to go to auctioneer school.
You should. It's really easy. Real. It's not about. Here's the thing about auction school, and a lot by. I would say, people are like, wow, how do you talk so fast? And that was more of a livestock chant. But I think that's what's really deceptive about, business and entrepreneurship. People are like, I could never do that. It's so hard. I have to have so much of the know-how. I have to talk fast and be really, savvy. That's really not true. This was literally, sure, I learned stuff from my father growing up. This was a 4-day project. 4 days. So people showed up, and by the end of it, they were able to auctioneer. And I think with business, you shouldn't compare yourself to other people, other women, because especially in auctioneering, there's the gamut of different levels of auctioneering. So that was livestock auctioneering, which is livestock and household goods, which is super fast, super high energy. But then you think about real estate auctioneering, that's going to be the more businesses that are more meticulous and the thinkers and the diggers, the little bit slower paced, but maybe really big decisions because people need to think, if they're going to spend another $2,000 on this acre of land. So I think that is a really solid lesson for all the business people, the entrepreneurs, that there's so many different ways to accomplish that. And it could be $1 bid and now two. Would you give me two? $2 bid and now three. Or it can be $1 bid and you need to bid on two. Would you give me two? 2.5 now three. 3.5 now four. 4.5 now five. 5 bid on 6. So
I love that.
The pace of business and the atmosphere and the motivation is just so different, but you still accomplish the same goal. You're making your sales or you're empowering other people.
You know, I have to tell you, it's like you're reading our mind a little bit, because one of the things that we had brought up with the auction thing is, like, as a business owner, you have to kind of sell yourself to other people. Like, you have to be able to know your audience well enough to know what they want. And just like that auctioneer, be able to make it sound appealing and exciting and go at their pace and make it something, you know, that what you're doing is what they want. I mean, that's kind of like what that whole sales process is. And and show yourself as a subject matter expert, which you've clearly done. Like just even that slow to fast thing, I'm like, what? Holy cow, that's like, and you just like rolled right into it. Like it was just, anyway, I would totally hire you for an auctioneer.
If
I ever need one, I know where to go now.
Maybe that's another resource we'll add to Army Wife Network. I don't really know, you know, auctioneering off piece, you know, Kathleen Palmer, you know, maybe we'll do some bids. That's how the Army will start doing bids, maybe for the contractors and PCS moves.
I think it's a grand idea.
So wait, I'm just bringing this up. So Julie Mosier just mentioned, do you speak slow for the thinkers, which is what she had just mentioned, right? Like she slows it down for that particular audience that needs a little bit more time to think if they want to make the sale, right? So just like, I like how you said that, just tying and knowing your audience.
Well, I think that's where I think that's where the team mentality comes in, because you know, you think of like, so a group of auctioneers, sure, there might be like one head person, but he or she might work mostly in an auction house at the local sale barn doing cattle. And you have to run through hundreds of head of cattle per day. But then you have someone else in your same team, in your same group, and they specialize in real estate. So they're going to say, like, they're not going to like hit the ground running because they're not going to make the sale because people are overwhelmed. And they're like, I'm not confident that you understand what I need and I want. Right. Yeah. So it is like having team members that specialize in areas that maybe you don't. And, you know, I really think that's a really solid business model as far as like working with your people and your consumers, your customers, the people you're wanting to empower, to know that some of us mill spouses, we're like senior spouses now. I don't know how that happened, but we're senior spouses and we've been doing this jam for a decade, something. And then we have our new spouses who are just like, I have no idea what you just said. What do you mean we have to go to the PX because they ran out of MREs at the DFAC and they're doing FTX next week, like during eyeballing.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
And so there's no like judgment with that. It just means like, it's like, hey, come with me. Like, let me come alongside you. I want to walk with you in that. You know, that's why they have like the warm-ups and the tongue twisters. Yeah. You know, Tommy at Tatimus took 2 T's, tied him atop 2 tall trees. Rubber baby buggy bumper, rubber baby buggy bumper. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal ran. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter. So she bought a bit of better butter, put it in her bitter batter, made her bitter batter better. So does better. Betty bought a bit of butter. So different kinds of things and resources for different levels of mill spousing, of business, of entrepreneurship, auctioneering.
So we've got Amy Schweitzer coming in. Yes, that's so important in every field. Totally true. Absolutely. And then also Julie saying, bringing in a team of different areas that can help you grow. Yes. And it just makes your business so much more resourceful. So good.
No, absolutely.
I am gonna just jump in here. I felt a little in 8th grade. I did that Betty Butter, but a bit of. I had to go up on stage for poetry jam and on the Big Island when I was in 8th grade, and the school's called Kealakahe Intermediate. Anyway, that you said it, I was like, oh, I haven't heard that in so long. So anyway, I did it, and I didn't mess it up. I did not do it as fast as you did, but now I feel like I'm gonna go off after this show and be like, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see how fast I can read it. So anyway,
totally do it.
Ooh. Sharita, I love it. So remember, guys, the takeaway from all of this was that just know your audience and know how to kind of auction off yourself, you know, in that way of, right, Anna? I mean,
yeah. Well, between the two things, the the duct tape prom dress and her being an auctioneer, we've got being a resource, building your own resource team, having resources available to you for your own business growth, and then knowing your audience and being their resource with your resource team. So you really are able to provide all the needs that that your audience and your ideal client needs. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of needs in that sentence.
Yeah.
We got a lot of needs going on.
Yeah. Hashtag I understood you.
Right. Hashtag thank you.
Hashtag needs are important. That doesn't sound needy at all.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. I think we're going on to the next one, right, Anna?
Yeah.
Struggle bus.
We're at the struggle bus.
So this is that part of the show as we're getting to the wrapping up portion is we love to ask our guests, like, if there's a struggle that you feel you have in business and whichever, is there a question that you had for Anna and I that maybe we could answer? Hashtag for real. I don't even know what.
Hashtag maybe.
Hashtag we'll try. Okay.
Yeah, well, I would say, obviously you ladies are doing a great job and your dynamic is so much fun. But I mentioned kind of at the beginning of the show, one thing that, you know, it looks like super lighthearted and super like hooray from this side of the camera today. But honestly, like, I'll confess right now, I get really serious sometimes. And I think you need to be serious and like focus down. But sometimes I will get so focused with homework, EWN, parenting, whatever, that my husband's just like, what's going to happen? Nothing. Like, the sun will still rise tomorrow. But when you have those moments of kind of intensity, especially looking at 2020 for mill spouses, especially, it's been a challenging year. What would you say? How would you encourage us in business, entrepreneurship, and military spouses to make sure that we are staying like lighthearted in the big picture and having fun, like you two have your dynamic here on the camera this morning?
Anna, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can start out. Yeah. So for me, honestly, Sharita, for me, it's who I surround myself with. So this is really hard for me because when I get focused on something, then I'm, you know, kind of what you're describing, right? I am focused. I'm doing it until it's done.
Yep.
Then I can take a breath and see. So Selena's really good for me because Selena calls me in the middle of something I'm doing and says, hey, no, she's like, step away from your desk, walk outside for 10 minutes, go watch your kids jump on the trampoline, have a cup of coffee, you know, just take a breath, you know, and take that minute that you need. And it reminds me, and then I'm able to kind of just like move my shoulders back a little bit. And I think that it's just, you need somebody like your husband or like Selena for me in my life, or our kids even, to just come in every once in a while and say, whoa, like slow it down. And you have to be receptive to that. Like I have a really good scowl and I use it frequently when I'm concentrating. You know, this very furrowed brow, you can see them up there, right? So that scowl when I'm like, hey, don't bother me. And I have to be receptive to having that person step into my life and say, whoa, you need to back off and slow down a little bit. So I think that's one big part of it. And then, well, I'll let Selena go just so I don't take hers. Just
no. Well, Anna, thank you for saying that So here's what's funny, Sharita, is I go like 24/7, like, and I was just talking to somebody last week about how I feel like I'm constantly on until my head hits the pillow, right? And so, I have to remember, and Anna has really taught me, even though we don't practice it that well, is that we have to give ourselves boundaries for ourselves so that we know it is okay to take that minute to make dinner with your family. You know what I mean? And I think, I don't know, you know, for us as females and moms and wives, like there's this extra guilt that we can't do both, but we can, and we just have to balance it out. And she just makes me very cognizant of setting boundaries. Like I know I have to. And so, you know what I mean? Like what we all do is not 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
It's I mean, you have bloggers all across the world that work for you, so I'm sure the communication time is even different. So I think setting those boundaries and really working on that to try to do it. Oh, I feel like Anna brought something out. She's
I did.
resource.
When you were talking about
it,
I was like, okay, so this book right here, Designing Your Life. Okay, I'm reading it right now. So this book was recommended to me. So I'm part of the Association of Military Spouse Entrepreneurs, AMC. And they offered this thing where there was this free mentorship program that you can be part of, and through American Corporate Partnerships, ACP. Anyway, I signed up for it, right? I was like, what the heck not? You know, I'm working 60 hours a week right now, but who cares? I can do this too.
Hold it in there.
It'll help. Maybe it'll help guide me like where I need to go. And it ended up being, it's still, because it lasts for an entire year, exactly what I needed. And what this book is it's essentially the very first part of it. It says, analyze 4 areas of your life. Look at it like a gas gauge. Like, is it on empty or is it on full? And it was work, love, play, and spiritual. Those were the 4 areas that it asked you to look at. And when I filled out my gas gauges, I realized work was like overflowing. I mean, I had gas pouring out all over the place. I spent so much time working, but my play was like barely eking out,
running on fumes.
Exactly. And it just talked about like how the balance isn't always going to be 50-50. You know, it's not always going to be evenly split between them, because sometimes you have to focus more on work, and sometimes you have to focus more on your love life or your relationships, and sometimes it has to be all more about play. But it was nice, because what it said is like, it's okay to take extra time in one area when you need it, as long as you're not completely eliminating the others. And that made me stop and think. So now I stood back and I said, all right, so Monday nights, we're going to go back to Monday night as family game night. And we've instituted that again. And that even that tiny little thing that I had eliminated because I was working and working has really helped. So anyway, highly recommend that book. If you have a chance to read it, it's really good. Yeah. And it just kind of was like that centering thing I needed for reminding me to, what I liked about it, I'm just going to repeat this, is that it doesn't have to be equalized. Yeah. You just need a little bit of all of it in your life.
Yeah, so, I think that's something that I've learned over the years, because people are like, balance is such a buzzword. And so we're like, we want balance, but that doesn't mean a 25% split over all those categories. It is like, hey, Mondays, I go really hard with working because I'm fresh, you know, and then like because it's summer, because we're, you know, staying with family this summer, that kind of thing. Like, I'm trying to have more time to play, because I suck at playing, which is weird because I love having fun. But I'm just so super responsible. And so also, Selena, what you said about setting boundaries, I read the book Boundaries a few years ago. And I was like, this is why I'm so stressed. I have no boundaries. So I tell my team, I think from a business perspective, I will tell them like, yes, you can absolutely text me on Sundays, but like, I'm not checking my email on Sunday. I'm going to stay off social media for the most part on Sundays, so that I am so like fresh and ready to like kick in those doors, #America on Monday, when we're ready to go again. So very good wisdom.
So now you got to set aside your playtime. Like, actually schedule it out and say #playtime with whatever. Playtime, I'm going mini golfing. Playtime, I'm climbing that tree outside.
Yep, we have our summer bucket list. We have the favorite summer bucket list like written, because I'm a huge nerd, like with the flip charts and the smelly markers and the office supplies. So that's written on a poster board in the hallway right now. And I'm like, we're gonna go fishing. We're gonna catch fireflies. We're probably gonna eat ice cream for supper. We're gonna have a yes day. Like, so
oh my gosh, really wait, you mentioned office supplies in your bio as well. And I just want to say, like, it is like a secret obsession that I have. Like, if somebody were to drive by Office Depot or Office Max or Office anything, I'd be like, yeah, I can go in there. And I don't know what it is, but I love it to go up and down aisles of like
the planners and the sticky notes and the inky pens.
Notebooks. Pens and stickers are my thing. I love them.
But I can go in every day.
Fresh paper.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
We're such nerds. Nerds at the heart. Hashtags. Nerds unite today.
Yes. I love it. Oh my gosh. I love it. Yes. This is a great conversation.
Yes.
Moving on. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So we
want people.
Yeah.
Wait,
what are we going? What's going on here? Something's going on here, and it's my fault.
Lots of exciting stuff happening on the screen. I'm like, all right, cool. Where do I look? This is great.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So wait, Sharita, what we're going to talk about is we're going to ask people. We're going to have you share with everybody where they can find you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, as you all figured out, my main jam is Army Wife Network. I've been around there for 6+ years now. And got a great team, 2,500 plus blogs, 700. What's today? We're publishing episode 744 of our podcast today.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anything you ever wanted to know about Army Life is on there.
Yeah, the podcast has been around for 15 years. So I say that the founders were podcasting before podcasting was cool. But you can find us on armywifenetwork.com or across all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube at Army Wife Network.
Yay. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And hello, it's kind of interesting. I found you guys because I clicked on it. I don't know. I went to some place for like new military. I'm only 5 years in. So I'm like one of those new people, even though I'm like an old lady, I'm like, this whole life is so different. And wait, real fast. I just wanted to bring this up just because I said that. Okay, being 5 years, what I love about a lot of our guests that we brought on, they are military affiliated, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that the civilian world thinks there's such a difference sometimes between a lot of business people. And what I wish a lot of people would realize is that there is so much greatness in these military spouses that we have been so honored to have on our show, that, you know, what they do applies across the board on both worlds. You know what I mean? And so I really hope, you know, I mean, we had Maria Reed on, and like her mission is to bridge the gap between civilians and military, right? And so I love what Sharita does, is though it's just like this wonderful resource is just something that not is just for a military spouse, but you go find and read what a lot of these military spouses write about. And I love it. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that as a new spouse to you senior spouses. I'm so young.
Well, you got to remember though, like military spouse, like years, it's kind of like dog years. So technically you've been a mil spouse for like 35 years because it's like times 7. Because it's not a 1-for-1 like civilian. They're like, oh, we've been married a year. Civilian, it's really sweet. Like mil spouse, you're like, no, it's already been 7. We got married. Oh no, it's totally science because you go through so much so fast.
Yes, I never heard that before.
No, you're not a new spouse, girl. Like you're like middle-aged, like getting that wisdom. They're going to be introducing you as a senior spouse very soon. And then you're going to be like, yay. Oh. Yeah.
No, I feel like I'm looking at the table from the kid table where you and Anna are sitting. And I just want to be like, hey, can I come over? I want to come over. But you're basically saying that really in mil spouse years, I really am at the table with you guys. So
yeah. You really are.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Yeah. All right, Anna. Let's wrap this up. We don't want to.
Yes.
Okay.
So hashtag wrap it up, folks. All right. So we got a question for you. Okay. So these, we kind of strayed off of exactly what it was going to be. So these questions, take them for what they are, but pop it down in the comments. Do you one, like to have more resources at your disposal, or 2, do you really want to be the resource for other? We're just curious to see what our listening audience prefers and as far as their own business goes. And then, excuse me. So next week, Selena, do you want to tell us who we have next week coming on?
Yes, we have active duty Army guy transitioning into retirement and entrepreneurship, John Larson. We're really excited because this is actually, Sharita, this is the first male that we are having on our show.
Yeah.
And we're kind of excited about it because we're kind of interested in the dynamic. You know what I mean? Like, I think he would play the hashtag game with us though.
I might have, or been like, I'm sorry, I got a spotty internet connection. I gotta go.
But I also thank you.
I just want to say this real fast, but I just want to tell you, Sharita, thank you for being a positive resource for me during my phase in my life, like in year one. You know what I mean? I just want to say that. And I think I really did. And I had saved that on my old computer. Like you said, computers live like 1 year is really 10 years.
Yeah.
But I really did. I really did use you as a resource to learn how to be one. So thank you for just kind of like for writing what you wrote and kind of being in this place that you are. And then now that you are like the owner and commander, like it makes so much sense to me and I love it. So I just wanted to say thank you.
And on the flip side, from my side, thank you for letting me be a resource. Thank you for letting me write for Army Wife Network. I love doing it. I love being, every month I'm like, what should I talk about this month? And sometimes it's military related and sometimes it's just something that struck my fancy because it's something that was interesting and unique that I had seen or heard or done or something along those lines. So it's really fun. So if you haven't gone there, check out the Army Wife Network sites.
Yep.
Find out all the things.
One more shameless plug.
Yes.
If anyone wants to like contribute, right, for AWN, like milspouses or experts, like hit me up. You can comment here or info at armywifenetwork.com because the best folks we have are like Selena and Anna who are doing something beyond, what maybe like low level could be, and then they're contributing and giving back on high levels. And so, Anna, it's a joy to have you on our team. Just super empowering, grateful for that. And Selena, it's so your encouragement just like gives me fuel for like all the things right now because I have papers I need to write today and emails, and I'm like, I gotta go.
My gosh.
I gotta go kick in this door. I gotta go. Selena said I'm making a difference. Yeah,
you are. Yes,
super helpful.
It's true.
Super encouraging.
Hashtag we love you, Sharita.
I know.
Hashtag all shucks. Hashtag I hope grandma's got the kids donuts because she's probably like, you said 15 minutes and hashtag I lied. Hashtag forgive me.
Sorry,
hashtag we tried.
Yeah, we tried.
It says 15-ish.
All right. Okay, you guys. Thank you, Sharita.
Yes,
we'll
thank
see
you.
Backstage. But thank you, everybody, for following us today. Again, go follow Sharita at Army Wife Network. She's amazing. The team there is amazing. What they're doing there is amazing. So go follow, go look, go do the things, right? So bye, everybody.
See you next week. Thank you.